this special green screen forecast on a Monday. Your host Ivan Kamau, as my weekends have been jam-packed, but I'm still giving you a forecast on those trends getting into June and whether I'm seeing good pool weather, not just for our region, but for a good portion of the United States as we start meteorological summer as well as hurricane season. So let's get started answering your question with these temperature trends from the Climate Prediction Center. Your 6 to 10 day temperature outlook getting you through those early portions of June 2026 shows you those above normal temperatures. I told you they'll be back, dominating a good portion of the United States. It's exactly what I was seeing in the long range data, and that is what we're seeing with pretty high confidence also for the northern part of the United States that I mentioned. Remember when I mentioned those highly populated cities like Minneapolis, Minnesota? They're also seeing those above normal temperatures as well. For our region, our normal highs over Missouri and Illinois are generally ranging now in the lower 80s. Eventually our normal highs will be in the mid 80s. So when we look at this will be highs well into the 80s and possibly 90, especially the further north you head. This is just based on this outlook, so this will be phenomenal pool weather. While I can't rule out some variations in temperatures on some days, this is looking like some great pool weather. Now during this period, we'll have to watch for maybe an active pattern to set up. I'll show you where that is on those storm probabilities in a few moments, but we see this trend carry us even into that 8 to 14 day temperature outlook for an even bigger portion of the United States, even with confidence dropping just a little bit as we approach those mid portions of June. We're still seeing those above normal temperatures dominating a good portion of the United States. Now getting into that long range outlook, that 3 or 4 week temperature outlook, and we see that potential for a brief cool down being possible getting into those latter portions of June. There's still a chance they fill this back in with above normal temperatures. That's still on the table. But if we do see disruptions like this, we want to know where those storms going to be at. And I'm still seeing consistency with these storm probabilities coming from our friends at Northern Illinois University. This takes us into that second week of June, and we have to watch areas like the plains for severe weather activity. And the reason why I say this is if you're watching this on Monday, June the 1st, if you're in St. Louis, remember we had that stormy morning and then the skies cleared out, right? Well, that was storms that came out of the plains. And so anything that forms out in the west, in some cases can move to the east. They can also dodge to the south and miss our region. But we'll have to keep an eye on these areas as well as parts of the south as we have a building El Nino. And that building El Nino will push that disruptive pattern down to our south, which will be great for those areas that need a little bit more rainfall. And when it comes to our hurricane season, this could be great because it adds a little bit of extra shear over parts of the Gulf as well as the Atlantic to prevent too many hurricanes, but we're still thinking we'll have a little bit more activity than we had last year. So that's something that I'll be keeping an eye on. I know 2025 we did not have any landfalls. Hopefully that happens again, but it could be a lot different this year, just like it was in 2016 with an El Nino. So lots of things to watch in that aspect. But for our region, again, we'll keep an eye on that second part of June and really all month, especially over parts of the plains and over parts of the south where that El Nino is going to start to build. So pretty similar to what I said in my last video, just something to put on your radar, but great temperatures if you're heading out to the pool. But always have a NOAA weather radio on you. I know a lot of you have it by heading over to midlandusa.com to keep your family safe during the 2026 severe weather season. Even on dry days like this, there's always at least 2 people at the National Weather Service and they're constantly updating forecasts, so I will be doing the same thing with you. Let's have a great time at the pool, but let's always keep an eye on the forecast, and you can get the latest forecast by having that NOAA weather radio. And of course, what else can you do? You can follow me over on my socials. My weekends are pretty jam-packed, and so I'm going to be uploading lots of videos on Fridays for weekends, and of course Sundays for those week forecasts, and of course any other days if necessary, by following me over on my Twitter page or X, whatever you want to call it. I'm also on Threads and of course Instagram at Weather with Alvin, so you can follow me on there for the latest updates so that I can keep your family safe while our National Weather Service of course brings you that important information on your NOAA weather radio. But until then, thank you for watching this shorter green screen forecast all the way to the end. You're the best. I'll be watching the weather for you, don't worry, and I hope you have a great rest of your week, St. Louis.